You might wanna buckle up, baby.
Punch it! I'm Jacob and welcome to Lightspeed. And The Bad Batch Season 3 has actually been pretty great so far in my opinion. It's honestly been a pretty incredible story about friendship and finding a sense of belonging, which makes sense considering where this series started and where it's kind of ended up now, as well as further setting up and developing certain subplots and storylines for the main saga. However, some surprises in this season of The Bad Batch have actually kind of raised a lot more questions than they probably ever intended to, with the biggest one being the decision to bring back fan favorite character Asajj Ventress in the last episode. There's just one problem though. Asajj Ventress kind of already died at the hands of Count Dooku by this point in the timeline, which can actually be found in the novel Dark Disciple by Christie Golden. So how could Ventress be working with Fennec Shand and also trying to help the Bad Batch figure out what the Empire exactly wants with Omega? And unfortunately, we don't really have a clear answer right now, aside from like one vague line from Ventress saying that she doesn't have many lives left. However, I do feel like we have some context clues as to how Ventress could have survived. But first off, many people have claimed that this return lessens the impact of Ventress's sacrifice in Dark Disciple, which I totally understand that perspective. For those that don't know, Ventress essentially sacrifices herself to save Quinlan Vos from Dooku's Force lightning, subsequently also bringing Quinlan Vos back to the light, even preventing him from killing Count Dooku. Maybe a certain Skywalker will do that down the road somewhere, I don't know. From what I understand, that Count Dooku guy never really got ahead in life. Come on, that was funny. However, this isn't a situation like Darth Maul where the body falls down into a giant hole never to be seen again until it is, or even Palpatine where things get a little bit more complex as to just how exactly they survived. The novel ends with Ventress actually getting laid to rest in a dark pool near an abandoned Night Sister village on Dathomir. So how did Ventress return? Somehow. And I feel like it's very important first and foremost to mention that Christie Golden, the author of Dark Disciple, has actually been nothing but extremely supportive in the decision to bring Ventress back, even using it as an opportunity to promote her novel once again, which all things considered could be a press thing, but I don't really think so. She's also gone on record saying that there will be an explicit answer as to how Ventress did return and will be told and explained in future content, which could mean another book, a show, another project entirely. I'm not really sure. It's kind of up in the air right now. And a recent interview with Star Wars actually revealed that she had several conversations with story executives at Lucasfilm, including Dave Filoni, as to just how they could continue Ventress's story. So all things considered, it doesn't really feel like Christie Golden has a problem with the decision to bring Ventress back. However, let's take a step back from speculation to talk about what we do know. For one, I feel like Ventress's burial in Dark Disciple is a lot more ambiguous and vague than people tend to remember or really think it is. After Quinlan Vos and Obi-Wan Kenobi lay her body into the water, the pool turns green and the spirits of deceased Night Sisters can be heard. Green also being the trademark color of Night Sister magic. Which to me, if there's ever an explanation as to how a character can be brought back in any kind of fictional material, being connected with witches and magic, miraculously bringing them back from the dead, it makes complete sense to me. And revitalizing or reanimating the dead is something that we've seen the Night Sisters do numerous times in several stories, including the Clone Wars. Despite a lot of the Night Sisters being massacred by General Grievous during the Clone Wars, they're actually still around years later, even on Dathomir, having been seen in several different projects like video games like Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, and shows more recently like Ahsoka. But from the description that we've been given in Dark Disciple, as well as what we've kind of been shown in several other projects, I feel like it's pretty easy to infer that Ventress was more than likely probably brought back through Night Sister magic, which, all things considered, is pretty well established by this point and kind of makes perfect sense. Or maybe I'm just completely wrong and there's going to be another answer in a future story, who really knows? There's definitely a lot of resurrections in Star Wars, but honestly, I could kind of care less considering that I mean, it's ultimately called fantasy for a reason. However, I couldn't be more intrigued as to just how Ventress did manage to return to a galaxy far, far away. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the first video with the new microphone. Can't wait to use this in future videos. Hopefully it sounds great. If not, we'll go from there. That all being said, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to join my Discord, it's linked down in the description below. Don't forget to share, and until the next video, as always, may the Force be with you.